The Zhuhai Air Show 2024 revealed China's latest development in military aviation, with the J35A stealth fighter being arguably the main highlight. This fifth-generation fighter was officially unveiled as the next addition to the People's Liberation Army Air Force, as part of the 75th anniversary celebrations for the Air Force. While still awaiting frontline service, rumors of the J35A under different names have long been circulating among PLA watchers. Unofficial videos have been seen in the past of a land variant of the J35, which has been finally confirmed by the PLA. Details around the fighter remain sketchy. There has been past industry documentation relating to the specifications of the FC-31, the predecessor of the J35A, for example describing a length of 17.3 meters, wingspan of 11.5 meters, maximum takeoff weight of 28 tons, and combat radius of 1,200 kilometers. However, it's unknown if these figures remain true for the J35A. What is undeniable is that the fighter's emergence serves as a reminder of China's continuous development in stealth fighter design. Firstly, the J-20, then the FC-31, and then the J-35, and finally the J-35A. The J-35A's journey began as the FC-31, a fifth-generation fighter targeted at the exports market by the Shenyang Aircraft Corporation. An FC-31 prototype first flew in 2012 and another one in 2016. At this stage, there was no commitment by the PLA in this fighter. However, over time, rumors began to emerge that a navalized version of the fighter, eventually known as the J-35, had been chosen by the PLA Navy to be developed into a carrier-based fifth-generation fighter. The J-35 will serve on board the super carrier, the Fujian, and China's two ski-jump-equipped carriers as well. Prototypes of the J-35 first flew in October 2021, with pictures confirming key features of a carrier aircraft on the prototype. These include enlarged wings, wing folding lines, reinforced landing gear, and a catapult launch bar. The development of this naval fighter, as it turns out, has great synergy with the simultaneous development of an Air Force fighter. Over the past couple of years, rumors have circulated with increasing intensity of a denavalized land-based variant of the J-35 being developed. It was tentatively dubbed the J-31 by PLA watchers. Initially, it wasn't clear whether the new plane is being pursued by the PLA Air Force or tailored to the exports market, or both. These rumors of a land-based fighter received vindication when, in September 2023, a video of a fighter jet similar to the J-35 emerged, but with a reduced wingspan consistent with the design of a land-based fighter. This was followed by a second sighting of the same type of aircraft in May 2024, and this time with additional features visible pointing to a land-based fighter. These included a single wheel for the front landing gear and the lack of a catapult launch bar or folding lines on the wings. By this point, the tentative label, the J-31, has become more widely accepted. The final name and, more importantly, the purpose of the fighter was finally confirmed at the Zhuhai Air Show 2024. On Tuesday, the 5th of November, China's CCTV military news channel publicly unveiled the new fighter as the J-35A, making this designation definitive. The J-35A was the main attraction of Zhuhai 2024, perhaps the premier attraction, coinciding with the 75th anniversary of the PLA Air Force. The official name of the naval variant remains unconfirmed, although for now everybody refers to the carrier fighter as the J-35. The J-35A's features suggest a modern and competitive fifth-generation fighter. It's a medium fighter with a conventional wing configuration, twin diverterless supersonic air intakes, and a twin-engine configuration. It has all the usual features of a stealthy aircraft, including edge alignment, canted tail fins, serrated paneling and doors, serrated engine nozzle, and a smooth external finish. Radar-absorbent material is almost certainly used, especially around the edges of the control surfaces, and most likely embedded into the structure. The J-35A's engines are a key aspect of its evolution. The original FC-31 relied on the Russian RD-33 engines. This is later replaced by the reverse-engineered and improved WS-13 engine. More advanced derivatives of the WS-13, for example the WS-13E and the WS-21, later went on to power the J-35 carrier fighter. Compared to the Russian engine, the WS-13E has higher thrust, better reliability, and is less smoky than the RD-33. However, the ultimate power plant for the J-35A will be the WS-19 turbofan engines, an engine in a similar thrust and size class to the F414 engine used by the US FA-18E Super Hornet, or the EJ200 used by the Eurofighter Typhoon. At present, it's expected that the J-35A and the J-35 will be capable of supercruise once powered by the WS-19, which is the ability to maintain supersonic flight without resorting to afterburners, enhancing its performance in a combat situation, particularly as far as maintaining stealth is concerned. If you are enjoying this content, please consider shouting me a coffee using the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. Thank you to all Patreon supporters. One intriguing aspect of the J-35A is its internal weapon bay. There have been some rumors suggesting its dimensions are the same as that on the J-20, enabling compatibility with a shared suite of missiles and ordnances. Such a similarity would be unsurprising. Matching weapon bays across the two fighters would simplify weapons development and commonality across the two platforms. At the Zhuhai Air Show, the folding tail version of the PL-15E air-to-air missile was unveiled. To be clear, this is the exports version of the PL-15 Beyond Visual Range missile. One can assume that a folding tail version of the PL-15 for the PLA Air Force is also being developed. Once ready, this new variant of the PL-15 will enable the J-20 and the J-35A and the J-35 to carry 6 PL-15 missiles internally, a 50% increase from the existing 4 PL-15s with fixed tail configuration carried inside PLA stealth fighters. This will massively increase the firepower of these aircraft. Future development may include even more advanced air-to-air missiles, potentially those with longer range to be carried internally. In addition to its internal armament, the J-35A should be able to mount external weapons for larger payloads or outsized munitions. This versatility aligns with its multi-role purpose, enabling us to perform air superiority, strike, and reconnaissance missions effectively. External payloads, whether weapons or drop fuel tanks, which remain to be confirmed, will almost certainly sacrifice its stealth performance, of course. Internally, the J-35A likely mirrors the avionics and the subsystems of the J-20, China's elder fifth-generation fighter, at least to a large extent. is expected to feature advanced ASAR radar systems, infrared sensors, and a set of electro-optical detection system situated in small apertures around the aircraft, providing full spherical coverage like on the J20. The J35A therefore has comprehensive sensor coverage and almost certainly a high level of sensor fusion and networking performance. We can see a wide-angle holographic heads-up display in the cockpit, like on the J20 and the J10C. It is also likely to offer a helmet-mounted display similar to the J20. The presence of a wide array of advanced sensors, the comprehensive coverage provided by them, and the modern display system to present information gathered by the sensors to the pilot should provide pilots with a very high level of situational awareness and targeting ability. Visually, the J35A bears some resemblance to the elder fifth-generation fighters in service around the world. And yes, it does have substantial external similarities to the US F-35 family of stealth fighters. The J-35A's diverterless supersonic intakes on the sides of the fuselage, its layouts for the wings and control surfaces, its countered tail fins, and stealth features do echo certain features of its American counterparts. However, such similarities most likely reflect a convergence of appearance in stealth fighter designs rather than replication, as commonly believed in the West. The convergence happens because both China and the US are pursuing similar functions in terms of stealth performance in the context of aerodynamic considerations. Naturally, the Chinese want to go with the best design for a stealth fighter jet, and so does the Americans. It's no surprise that both sides would end up with similar-looking aircraft. Nevertheless, there remain salient differences between the two fighters. The J-35A has twin engines, while the F-35 obviously only has one across all three variants, and this difference has material impact on the overall layout of the aircraft, including the location of the internal weapon bay and the engines. While speculation about the benefits on the J-35A program from Chinese espionage persists, there's no real evidence suggesting the J-35A is a copy of the F-35. There's no evidence that the sensors and the avionics and the weapons are in any way related between the two aircraft. There are also obviously visual differences in the design of the airframe. So I don't accept that the J-35A is in any way a copy of the F-35. The rationale behind the J-35A's procurement by the PLA Air Force is multifaceted. On the one hand, the J-35A and the J-35 reflect strategic collaboration between China's Air Force and Navy. Both warplanes will share a large extent of common subsystems and manufacturing processes. This has real benefits in terms of lowering cost, streamlining production, and providing the flexibility to switch production, if desired, between the two fighters, depending on the needs of the Air Force and the Navy. By leveraging the groundwork already done for the carrier variant of the J-35 and the exports variant, the FC-31, the PLA Air Force was able to accelerate the development of the land-based J-35A. The J-35A also complements the heavier and larger J-20, providing a medium-weight alternative that could potentially be produced at a lower cost and in greater numbers. In fact, it seems unlikely that the PLA Air Force would accept the J-35A if it wasn't meaningfully cheaper than the J-20, given a hypothetical situation where the two fighters are produced at a comparable scale. The J-20's production has increased significantly over the past 2 years, with annual output at around 100, but introducing a second, 5th-generation fighter may allow the PLA Air Force to accelerate modernization. This is especially important as Chengdu Aerospace Corporation, the J-20's manufacturer, gears up for the next-generation fighter, the JXD, potentially allocating resources to its production in the late 2020s. So, spreading 5th-generation fighter production across 2 manufacturers evens out the workload, allowing one manufacturer to devote more resources into developing 6th-generation fighter. The J35A's introduction may pave the way for export opportunities for international customers. The induction of the J35A into the Air Force will massively bolster the reputation of the Shenyang Aircraft Corporation in the realm of land-based fighters. This will assure international buyers that Shenyang will continue to provide upgrades and better weapons for a potential export variant of the J35A, supporting its appeal in global market. The Shenyang Aircraft Corporation could earn a lot of export revenue from this venture, while some of China's allies may look to acquire this fighter to give their Air Force a much bigger punch. Looking ahead, the J35A will play an increasingly more important role in the PLA Air Force, particularly as its numbers increase. It will fight alongside the elder 5th-generation fighter, the J-20, and the substantial numbers of 4.5-generation fighters in the form of the J-10C and the J-16. This endpoint for force composition ensures a wide spectrum of capability and unit cost in the PLA Air Force. This will ensure a wide range of assets to suit particular missions, ranging from high-performance yet high-cost assets to lower performance and cheaper systems. This layered high-low mix ensures operational flexibility in the face of different threats. Another compelling thought is the potential integration of the J35A and the future 6th-generation fighter with unmanned systems. The integration of unmanned combat aerial vehicles and manned combat aircraft is a growing trend internationally. Before long, we may see 2-seat variants of the J35A controlling multiple UCAVs for combat operations. Make no mistakes, the J35A represents a big milestone in China's military aerospace development. Its combination of stealth, sensor integration, and flexibility as a multi-role aircraft make it a formidable contender as a 5th-generation fighter. Challenges, of course, remain. For example, the development of the ultimate engine, the WS-19, and how to increase production from a currently low level. The coming years will reveal how effectively the J35A integrates into the PLA strategy for air dominance, and show whether it was a right decision to induct a second stealth fighter in the land-based Air Force. To see a comprehensive analysis of the J-20 stealth fighter, please watch this video right here. See you next time.